Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Codes. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, Tasteless.
Yeah?
I've been on Starcraft all day. Yesterday was Starcraft Day as well. The day before that, the day after that was Friday. Everything's happiness.
This is excellent. We are going to have some exciting games today, Artosis. It's not as many Terrans.
Yes, we are, Tasteless.
Yes, indeed we are. Not as many Terrans.
We only have like
as we
3 Terrans out of 8 today.
I know, that's an unusual thing, especially for this season. Any predictions?
This is actually 2 very hard groups to predict, I must admit. As sad as I am to say it, I think our Protoss players may not make it to the round of 16.
Yeah, I don't know.
We may have a Protossless 16,
You know,
man.
the thing, let's take HongUn, for instance. We got HongUn today. HongUn is a guy I would have expected to be knocked out a while ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good, don't get me wrong, but I don't sometimes feel like he's Codex material, yet he always manages to at least stay here.
I know.
It's weird. And then we got
It is
Genius. We got Genius, for instance, Protoss. He's very talented, but he seems to be using these older builds, and he's always, unlike some of the Protosses we would expect to get farther, like Huck, always managing to get deeper and deeper into tournaments. It's kind of weird.
It's not really explainable, you know. It's weird.
It is a little
it's
weird.
It's a weird thing, man.
So, of course, this is the GSL, the best show on Earth.
This
not
is Genius's
just best
season.
This
I've decided
is
it.
Genius SL. Yeah, well, this is the best show out there. Get on the forums, advertise us here at GOMTV. Tell them to check out. We're getting people from different parts of the world, new people coming on board. So welcome. If you are a new StarCraft 2 fan, don't feel like you have to know all of the lore behind the GSL with all these older players. You could step right in and join us here today. And, of course, the Team League, by the way. Check out the Team League games that we casted last week. That was one of the best days ever.
That was some of the best StarCraft 2 that there has been to date.
Absolutely. I mean, check that out. If you're not a Team League guy, I know there's some people that only watch the individual leagues, other people that only watch the team leagues. No matter who you are, you should check out what was it, MVP against IM. Just absolutely unbelievable games. Check them out. Yeah, they were pretty cool. Also, feel free to add us on Twitter. Call me Tasteless. He's Artosis, and add GOMTV's Twitter. The GOMTV Twitter is now GOMTV, just GOMTV, correct?
Yes.
All right. So, again, today we have another very interesting group. Our first game is going to be July against HongUn.
That's an interesting match, you know.
Yeah.
HongUn, I want to see what new style he's using, because before, if he was playing Zerg, he was going Blink Stalker. Nowadays, with the way the game plays out, with the power of the Infestor, with the power of Zergling builds, I kind of doubt it's just going to be a straight Blink Stalker like he is so comfortable with.
HongUn was almost too Stalker intensive in some of his previous games. Whenever we saw him get behind, his reflex was immediately to just go for Blink Stalkers.
Yeah.
To stay with that. And sometimes it worked in the much older seasons. As we get a little bit farther, it doesn't work. I hope he's sort of broken that habit, because now with the new patch out and everything like that, and as you said, Infestor Zergling being as strong as it is, it really doesn't have any kind of place in the mid-game of PvZ. Now, go ahead, please.
No, I agree with you, Tasteless. I think this is going to be a hard matchup for him. July is a 6 ZVP beast. He's actually a beast of 2 matchups. I was going to say every matchup, I'm like, no I still don't like the ZVZ, man. But, it's a big map we're going to be playing on, Tal'Darim Altar. So it's a Forge Expand map. It's a map that July's going to be able to macro up on and then go crazy on.
Do you think we'll see HongUn do any cannon rushes?
No.
Don't think so?
I think we'll probably see some sort of Void Ray build.
I think, actually, I could see that as well. Absolutely. July Zerg's known for his very aggressive style. He sort of builds up to one big moment and then just, piles onto the guy and usually buries him that way. So July Zerg's going to have to be ready for that. Here is the GSL Codes round of 32.
Well, we have, going into the round of 16, the winners from that round. I'm MVP against Startail Bomber. Holy tamale. TSL Clyde against Slayer's Ryung. Whoa. That is 4 of the best Terrans in the world right there.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. And then we have Keen against... No. What?
Keen against Huck here.
That's not how that went down.
Oh, okay, that was an error in the graphic. Yeah, I was...
I think,
Virus against...
Like, no, that my memory serves me right. It's not against Virus.
All right.
And
that was a little weird. And then we have MMA against ASD.
Actually, Nest T against ASD. All right. So anyways, onwards. Here are our groups for today. July, HongUn, Ganzi, Musira, and then Genius, Happy, Leenock, and Jakji. Those are some hard groups right there, man. And I definitely, looking at them again, I'm feeling, unfortunately, a couple Protosses going up and down.
Could be the case. Happy is really damn good. I was really blown away when I watched his play. And I think our next group as well is pretty exciting. You know, Leenock has had the worst luck.
Yeah.
And I think, is it fair to say GSL history? Would you agree with this? I feel like he has had the toughest opponents. He's such a good player, but based on what he goes up against. And, you know, he's always getting this deep into the tournament.
Yeah, he's
bouncing back.
He's a trooper, man. He is a little trooper. But he's going up against Jakji, who's insanely good. Yeah. Jakji's really good. And it's Hoso, quite a team, raising up some of the best players.
You know, I feel like NS Hoso might give, if let's say they get to the finals, they might give a team, let's say TSL gets to the finals, a little bit of a run for their money. Hoso, I don't see losing this team league. Everybody's really good, but you don't know. All right.
We have a Hydralisk and Julyzer.
Look out, July.
Normally not much of a Hydralisk maker. They aren't quick enough.
Yeah, actually, July not as Hydra dependent, actually. The role of the Hydralisk has really changed in StarCraft 2 to StarCraft 1. And here we have Julyzer himself. It looks like he's in an anime right now, and there should be energy flowing up from the ground.
Indeed, that, or he wants a hug.
Maybe he wants a hug.
He wants a hug, but he has smelly armpits.
So he's got to keep him down. Oh, I know all about that.
Yeah.
So there it is, guys. Take it all in. As you can see, you know, his statistics there at the bottom of the screen. Julyzer not quite as terrifying as he was at StarCraft 1, despite being ranked 6th here.
Yeah, not quite yet.
GSL.
I assume he will get there eventually.
We're still waiting for Julyzer to win a championship.
Yeah,
he's gotten to the finals.
Deep, though. Finals in a round of 4 as well last season, in which he took a game off MVP, which is pretty stellar.
You know, I oftentimes see him in the same vein as somebody like Nada.
Yeah.
Where it's like he was so good in StarCraft 1, but in StarCraft 2, he just hasn't quite
he's not the best.
Had the oomph.
Which he was at times. Well, his keyboard sure is snazzy.
Yeah, that is a sexy keyboard.
Look at that.
I want to get that Hydralisk action figure.
They actually have those here.
They do? In our studio?
No. You can order those in Korea.
Oh, you can?
Blizzard sells them.
All right, good.
There's one for each
You can make them
race.
fight against my other action figures.
Oh, nice.
Look out, Batman. That's a Hydralisk.
I'm going to order like 4 or 5 of the Hydralisk ones, and then I'm going to have a Zealot and a Marine one, and then all my Hydralisks are going to die anyways.
Here is HongUn. HongUn looking actually rather deadly in this picture.
It's a nice picture.
What is he hiding in that pocket? Is it a gun?
Is
it just
his
his
iPod?
MP3 player?
Yeah.
You don't know. Now, HongUn is... There's really no way to prepare against HongUn except to practice against HongUn. He's got a really weird way of playing the game.
He definitely busts out some different stuff, man. He will
didn't realize he's ranked 13th.
Well, here's the thing about him. Despite what we may say or think about him, or anyone may say or think about him, he's been one of the most stable Protosses in the GSL.
Yeah, despite his unstable playstyle.
Like, look at this. Last season, round of 16. He had some okay matches and some bad matches and some good matches.
What is he drinking? Is that tomato juice?
I think it actually might be. What is it?
Well, you know.
It's nerd blood, man.
It could be nerd blood. That's right. The blood of a previous nerd, probably a Code A nerd that he's drinking right now.
You know what?
I have to
he
say,
does look like a vampire with that hair, actually.
He could make a very good vampire.
Yeah. You know what? He probably has a few nerds locked in the prime closet, and he just lets them for some time.
Yeah.
Lets their blood.
Well, that's what you do it if you're a civilized vampire.
That's it, man.
You know, you look a lot like a warlock. You absolutely would pass as a warlock. I think
we've been over this. I'm a warlock.
Yeah, and I'm a werewolf.
No, not anymore. With that haircut, you're just like a handsome guy. That's it.
You stop. You flatter me. Our map is Tal'Darim Altar. Daybreak was eliminated by Julyzer, who's getting his headsets. It's ready right now. HongUn over here on the right, making sure his keyboard's in a good position. Eliminated Crossfire. Crossfire, I'm definitely not shocked to see eliminated after seeing the way that Julyzer plays on that map.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. That's actually really, really smart of HongUn. You do not want to play Julyzer there. He will run around you all day. There's actually, it's hard, man. But you know what? Actually, now that you think about it, no. Crossfire is so easy with Colossus Like, I can't imagine a Protoss.
Yeah, but Starcraft have a better win record on it, too. I mean, I agree with you. Theoretically, it seems like that would be a map that Zerg should always lose on, but then I guess the stats go against it.
No, you know, I liked what you said about July Zerg, and I agreed with it so wholeheartedly, but the more I think about Colossus on that map and how 2 force fields cut off any path, forget it. Forget it, Tasteless. I take it back.
Okay, it's time. The countdown has started. July Zerg against HongUn. July Zerg nicknamed the God of War in StarCraft 1. I don't think HongUn actually has a nickname, does he? He's a mad scientist. Remember that we said a long time ago, he looks like a mad scientist. Mad scientist Protoss here.
That's actually what I call Cute Cat. You can't have that. I'm sorry.
Well,
you can't have
that's too bad. Oh, the game is almost loaded here, so get ready.
We could call him the dartboard Protoss for how he picks his rivals.
Dartboard. I wasn't it he spins a monkey around on a barrel blindfolded and has him throw darts at a wall, names players, pick his rival. All right, it's time. July Zerg against HongUn here at the GSL Codes. Let's do this.
July's drones mining very slowly there.
It got very dark on the map. Oh, no, wait. It's a pause.
It's nighttime. We're going to take a nap.
So probably some technical delay. Just sit tight. We'll be back with the game soon enough. We're going to have our rep. I think she's running behind us. They're going to go ahead and check out
He's going to
what's
go
going on.
Fix everything, Tasteless. That's what he does. He's a fixer.
Every once in a while this happens in esports. You know.
Why?
The vehicle of esports is technology. And sometimes when technology, you know, a mistake happens, maybe keyboard goes out. And in this case, it was a sound problem. Do you want to bet he hit Control S? He was in the game. Probably grab. This happens a lot. You can do Control S, that turns off your sound. And these pro gamers, when they're in the moment, you know, their heart's beating. They're like, all right, this is it. Sometimes
at least 60% of the time, that's it.
Yeah, usually they hit Control S, and the ref's like, no. They turn it back on. He's like, oh, right. I bet it happened this time. I don't know if we're going to find out. But
we'll see how quickly it restarts, man, and how quickly this game gets going again.
You know, the weather has been so nice today, Artosis.
It really is nice out.
It's been pretty damn good.
Brought my little dog for a walk.
How's your little dog doing?
She's doing really well. She's getting so fast, man. I run with her. I'm teaching
What's your dog's
Maltese.
name? Your dog's name is Pussa? Pussa?
Pippa.
Pippa? Oh, my bad.
You're terrible.
The weather's been very nice out here in Seoul, and we might as well enjoy that because it's going to become cold as hell.
It's going to become even colder than that.
Yeah, you know what that means, Artosis? Winter fashion. Are you excited?
What?
Get these stylish scarves out? No, actually, I love it when it's wintertime in Seoul. Until it gets to the point where it's too cold.
It gets too cold, like, almost immediately, man. It gets so cold that we're actually in pain walking down the street talking about how we hate it. And you're telling right now that you like it? Well, you're like one of these guys that just doesn't remember. You're like, oh, no, I like that. It was better days. It's always better days before. It's like, no, actually, no, Tasteless. It's not actually. It gets too cold. It gets too cold
My bad.
You dropped the ball. You messed up.
I let my fans down.
You did.
I did. I made a mistake, guys.
It gets so
there's a point in time, actually, that's
cold.
true. It gets so cold in Korea, it's like Planet Hawk.
You stop wearing your Converse even. You start putting on your thicker skate shoes.
Yeah. No, I've had that. My feet are like frozen cookie dough as I walk around Seoul when it actually gets that cold. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And I'm normally a Converse year-round kind of guy.
Not here, you're not.
That's
how you get frostbitten toes, Tasteless.
Yeah,
you want to try to walk around with no balance, Tasteless. You try to walk around with no toes. Imagine that.
Toes. That actually is how you balance. If you don't have toes, you can't balance.
Not well, at least.
You become a stump nerd.
You do
with your legs. You can't be a stump nerd with missing your arms, stump nerd missing your legs.
Now, when you stub your toe, you don't stub anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You stub your
stub. You kick whatever you want without breaking your toes. Yeah.
All right, looks like we're back in the game, so we're going to put this up on screen in a moment here. Looks like whatever the sound issue was, it got resolved, and we're going to go right back into this. We apologize for the delay. So again, July Zerg against HongUn here in the GSL Codes. Should be pretty awesome. Special thanks to our sponsors, and for a split second, I was like, oh my God, he's going to do a proxy. All right, here we have. Whoa.
That is scary.
For a second, I saw that probe moving on the map. I forgot we had a pause. Just a split second, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to do a proxy. Right over here in the upper left, we have our Protoss player. What's your favorite voice? The Terran, the Protoss, or the Zerg?
Protoss. Actually, the Terran one's really good. But
yeah,
you know
the Terran one's really good.
Protoss one is refreshing because I'm like, oh my god, it's a Protoss. Well,
so we have Extractor and Spawning Pool first.
HongUn scouting July 1st. It's a very useful thing to do because then you know.
Yeah, Dan, it's really good.
It's so useful, man, to scout your opponent first on this map. Otherwise, you have to send out a second probe. You have to blindly, start countering possible rushes, especially from July Zerg.
Yeah.
At this point, 6 pool is, believe it or not, everybody, 6 pool is almost becoming one of the standard openings on maps like this on the Korean
It's really
server.
strong on this map.
Yeah, it's actually you force them not to forge fast expand, and you actually come out even or slightly ahead a lot of the time when you 6 pool on this map. So just an interesting little side fact. What's going on?
I was watching MC stream his games.
Oh yeah,
and he hit an ST.
Yeah,
and ST 6 pooled.
Of course he did.
And he didn't kill him with it.
Yeah,
but he crippled him so bad. Then the Mutas came in.
Yeah,
and it was basically GG from there.
Mutas also,
even the best Zerg in the world doing that.
Muta's gaining a lot of traction on the Korean server as well. It's so fun to watch the metagame change.
Have you been streaming your games much?
Just a little tiny bit. I'm going to be doing it more soon. I'm testing out a lot of builds right now. You can check that out, justin.tv or twitch.tv/Ortosis. A lot of fun.
I think I'm going to start streaming my games in Ortosis.
Oh, excellent. People could see the crazy brain of Tasteless in action.
That's right, man.
All the wild things he does.
It's actually not that exciting, but
I have a good time watching you.
All right, here comes the probe.
Oh,
or the Zerglings, rather. He tried to hide behind the tree. If I was the probe, I would have climbed up the tree.
Would you now?
I don't think
what
Zerglings
appendages?
could try. What?
With what appendages would you climb up that tree?
My probe.
A probe has no moving parts, Tasteless.
But how does he mine?
He has a beam.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, look.
Oh, yeah, he's zooming in. He's showing me right now.
It has a beam. The only moving parts are 2 little pieces on the side of his head that comes out when it picks up minerals.
I'm glad we all learned something today. Probes don't have joints.
Yeah.
Looks like the this is a completely tight wall in here for the Protoss, so he doesn't want to have anything come into his base early on.
Mm-hmm. And rightfully so. A decent amount of Zerglings from July Zerg going after these rocks already. Maybe taking a very quick third here because he is fighting against a forward fast expansion. And a second gateway going down very quickly for Mr. Prime.
We have the creep tumors being spread. July Zerg, one of the few Zergs in Korea that actually connects the main to the expansion with the creep tumor.
Doesn't normally go much further than that with creep, though.
Yeah, July Zerg's weakness generally is that he just doesn't have a lot of creep on the map.
Yeah.
He gets it maybe, a little. I'm trying to find a good metaphor for it, and I'm coming to a loss here. I'm sorry. Basically, he doesn't get the creep too far out of his base.
Yeah, and he does have an excuse for it. It is the fact that he's busy doing other stuff, which, I mean, if you're going to have an excuse, man, that's about as good as you can get.
Yeah.
It's not like he doesn't think creep is good. It's that he's too busy doing other stuff.
All right, the sentry is going to push the Overlord out. You know that has to tickle him.
Oh, I'm sure it
Sentry beam.
It's actually probably like getting a suntan. Like, just for a minute, you look good because you go from green health to yellow, and that looks nice on an Overlord. But
yeah,
anything beyond that, man, and you are risking yourself.
The correct amount of time to tan is exactly 15 minutes in the sun?
Something
like that.
It depends on a lot of things, but yeah, you don't need to be in the sun for very long. In fact, you probably shouldn't tan at all. It's bad for you.
Well, if you're a nerd like Ortosis and me, I've only read about the sun in books.
Yeah. I hear that it's why I'm alive, but I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably just some myth.
Sometimes I have to squint when I go outside, so maybe that's it. I don't know. You know what the sun is? It's the glare on your monitor. That's what it actually is. That's why I'm alive, because of glare on my monitor. That's stupid.
Looks like July Zerg's going to take a third base. And I do like what I've seen here from HongUn. He's going to get Hallucinate. And I've been using this more and more because you basically get to scout for free.
Yeah, it's on the comeback right now. It really fell off for a little bit there. But people are realizing that if you don't know the unit combination that Zerg is going for, it's like impossible to play, and there's not a whole lot of good scouts against Speedlings. So, Hallucinate, great idea by HongUn. And, he's he's got 4 gates. He's going +1. But I'm not sure what else he's really planning here. I think he's probably just going to decide to take another base.
July's are upgrading everything right now. And, you know, another characteristic about July's that's important to note is that when he does spread his creep, he tends to spread it around to his other bases, not towards the Protoss. When he even is spreading his creep at all.
Well, he's doing a good job of it this game, at least. Right now, we do have a bunch of roaches on the way. Burrow is halfway done. 61 drones to 48 probes. And you know what? I'm looking around, Tasteless, and there's no robotic space. So this really quick blink, anywhere that there's not a cannon, Gelizerg will win confrontations, which is pretty huge. There's the robo.
Very gradual build here from HongUn.
Yeah. Definitely looks like he just wants to take a third.
Yeah, he has no intention of this game ending before his third base is complete. And I have to say, I actually like that better than most of these 2-base Protoss plays.
Oh, certainly.
Some of these Protosses are like, I'm going to make Colossus off 2-base and attack. I hope this works. But it never does.
Of course not.
Because, like, the Zerg also just stayed on 3-base. I'm like, well, all right. Twilight Council on the way. And note that the Protoss is continuously making hallucinated Phoenixes. Just to always know exactly what's going on the map. And that's why this is so strong. If they attack you, well, obviously you know what's going on. You're going to throw up force fields. But otherwise, your sentries are just building up energy that they're not really using.
Yep. And so here we go. Gelizerg going in here. The cannon is not done, so his Burrow can actually do a ton of damage here. All he has to do is target down some cannons, and he will start winning the battle very badly, actually.
All right, one cannon is almost halfway complete.
Well, an observer is on the way, so Gelizerg kind of missing his timing here to actually do some significant damage and perhaps cause a Nexus cancel. You know, when you go for a quick third like this and there's one Nexus cancel when it's almost done, that really gives Zerg quite an edge. But Gelizerg not pressing the issue at the moment. He is way up in supply, by the way, by like almost 50. Wow.
Yikes.
It's like many supply.
I've noticed, you know, it seems like Zergs are always going to be getting maxed out before
well, as they should. They should.
It's funny because it was the opposite in Starcraft 1. You're almost always 20 supply ahead.
Yeah, they hit like a funny point where their supply like just kind of stopped for a minute against Protoss in Starcraft 1.
Yeah.
It was actually a little bit weird. Right around what, 170, 180 is maybe 160, but yeah, that's a interesting thing. I never really thought of that in a long time. Anyways, we do have drops upgraded. We have Roach Burrow moving on the way, and 22 Zerglings. Infestation Pit, Baneling Speed, Gelizerg just going to town on everything. And this is the best creep spread already that he's ever had. People look at it, they're like, well, that's pretty good, but I've seen better. It's like,
trying to see like what the creep spread actually looks like. It kind of looks like an alien's head. Like the mouth is on the left, it's got 2 eyes sticking out.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Actually, it looks like Barney's face. It's Barney's face.
Tasteless, I love you.
Am I right? You see it?
Do you love me, Tasteless?
I do love you.
Are we a happy family?
We are a happy couple, Artosis. Especially if this Baneling bomb that's getting set up here goes up. This is actually what Gelizerg really likes to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the force fields are nice, but when you're dropping Banelings on top of a man, there's not a lot HongUn can do against these. All he has is his blink coming up, and he's going to have to blink beautifully. Here we go. And
nice.
Goodbye to these sentries at least, and Banelings with speed. Look at this, moving under. Uh-oh.
He's got Immortals in good position here.
He does, and that's a lot of
say that they're going to be picked off. Excuse me.
He has a good number of Stalkers, so he may hold this off.
He just needs to stay alive, it looks like. Fall back to the cannons. Do not allow those Stalkers. Very nice blink to be picked off here. The structure setup here for HongUn is very nice.
It is indeed. He does have a few cannons really helping him out there, but look at this. Now maxed supply Gelizerg against a 120 HongUn. His pathogen glands are almost done. So he's going to be able to switch right over directly into Infestors. And when HongUn, you know, he doesn't have any really good anti-Infestor. He's making 1 Colossus right now. And Colossus is good anti-Infestors at the moment, but just 1 is not really going to make a big difference.
All right, I actually don't think HongUn's going to win this. I think there's just literally too many roaches. He's just getting too much damage dealt here. And this is only a quarter of the, well, I should say maybe half of the roaches here. And if he gets the Nexus as well, it looks like he will. It goes down.
Wow, very bad position for HongUn at the moment. And Jelizer coming back up, flanking as HongUn goes over to try to destroy those roaches and kill this Nexus. And, well, this is not looking good for HongUn. Warping and Zealots on the front line there. But the roaches, of course, will eat those as well. And Jelizer with twice the supply definitely will be taking this game down.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically going to be GG, guys. Jelizer with just raw strength overwhelming HongUn. I don't think HongUn actually missed the pylon. I think it was just Jelizer at his macro being too good.
Yeah, you know, Jelizer played the game very well. HongUn went for an interesting build where he just kind of went 4 gates, 1 upgrade, takes a 3rd. But, you know, Jelizer had him pegged and owned him up.
You know, you don't normally see HongUn very frustrated here. You don't normally see a Zerg win with a 3-base timing against a 3-base Protoss. You don't normally see that. And I think HongUn there was probably a little bit caught off guard. He had a good defensive setup.
You know, it was a good plan by Jelizer when you think about it. A quick 3rd base is always going to be backed up by sentries. That's going to be the muscle that you're holding that 3rd with, especially on Tal'Darim. You know, you have a couple choke points. You're going to need those force fields to actually hold on and really get your macro going. So Jelizer's like, what kills sentries really good? Oh, dropping banelings on them because they're light units. Okay, I'll do that. And, I mean, it was just
there wasn't a lot of room for the Protoss to move in that little hallway on Tal'Darim.
Yeah,
there's not. And, you know, the other factor is that the Overlords with speed can easily catch up to sentries no matter what. There's really not a lot you can actually do.
Banelings out of those too. It's like the sentries were definitely going to go down. So just a very one-sided game.
Really nice timing attack.
I thought July was going to crush some face, but I didn't think it was going to look like that.
I thought he was going to win, but I didn't. Yeah, I did not think the game was going to look like that. That was a disappointing showing here from HongUn. So HongUn right now, this could be bad. If he loses his next game, he's going to be in trouble. He needs to win this game and probably the next game after that.
Yep. Well,
ideally,
if he
wants to, otherwise he just stays in Kodas for the next season.
As of now, that's pretty decent. Well, next we are going to have Gonzi against Lucira. Gonzi has some pretty sick TVZ.
Yep.
And Lucira, of course. Lucira is so good. And he has really cool
I would say that Lucira is going to be the favorite into this next match, but you never know what to expect.
Yeah.
So as you can see, July Zerg 1-0. HongUn down 1 game with 0-1. And we have Gonzi and Lucira coming up next. How would I say that? Owl.
Ewal, Owl,
Owl. Owl. Okay. That is how you spell out standings right now. All right, so we're going to get these players introduced momentarily here. And I think it's going to be a pretty I think this next match should be closer.
Yeah, this is going to be a really great match.
July Zerg against HongUn. So here is Gonzi from the Team Slayers. If you're familiar with that Slayers tag, it's probably because you're thinking of Slayers Boxer, Im Johan. These are his nerds.
These are his nerds. This is elite nerd fighting team.
Yeah.
Whenever Slayers Boxer needs to take care of anything, he calls in his nerds. His special
his nerds
crime
assemble,
fighters.
And they all assemble into one giant nerd.
Yeah.
Knocks buildings over and stuff. He's a Terran player, and not surprisingly, I think the most the best players from Slayers are Terrans.
Yeah, it makes sense.
No shocker.
Stand
yeah, Slayers Boxer's Terran. His students are going to be Terran as well.
And in general, right now, the players that you can really look at and be like, oh, you guys are owning, are Terran players.
There is, looks like he has a cape on.
Yeah,
like he's
really
a superhero. He's reading a note. It says, kill Lucira.
Signed Boxer, XOXO.
You know what I bet that is? That might be his build orders.
Could be.
Yeah, it's. I always recommend this. Artosamy, we were actually talking about this. We got coffee before work, but always write out your builds.
Yeah,
it'll help you remember them more.
I made a little video about build order notebooks on my YouTube, youtube.com/ArtosisTV.
Check it out.
It shows you what that can look like. It's really, really useful. In fact, I'm adding a lot lately, man. I have Tails' build he used against MVP in there. Been testing it out a little bit.
You got to give me that build.
I will once I understand it more. I have to master it before I give it to anyone.
And here we have Lucira, ranked 9th here. It's actually interesting to me that July Zerg is ranked above Lucira. I did not realize
Lucira has been, he got to the finals, of course, but other than that, he hasn't been getting super, super far every time.
Yeah.
July Zerg, though, has been pretty consistently on for many seasons.
This guy is the barn owl nerd. He is.
He is the sweatshop
tree.
nerd, man.
Going, little mouse nerds are all scared. And he's got a very specific playing style.
Yeah. He
and
gets the most out of everything.
I have the hardest time actually describing his play style. I think he's just summed it up as best we could, is he gets the most out of everything. And can I just say, I love what he did to his hair.
Yeah,
that actually looks really good.
Looks sharp. And
I actually told him before the show, I said, that looks really good.
And it especially looks good with the black IM t-shirt. If that was a yellow one, it wouldn't look as good.
Oh, yeah, it's all color coordinated.
I didn't care for the last color he had his hair. Like the carrot cake hair. I'm not into
I got to
that.
color my hair again. I don't know if I'm going to do
This
it
is like actually Rihanna
again.
hair.
Oh, yeah, that's Rihanna hair.
Yeah, that's Rihanna hair.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it, man.
That looks good.
He looks good. All right, so the map is going to be Terminus Re. Once again, the same map's eliminated. Daybreak and Crossfire. I believe those are the maps eliminated, unless that's the old graphic. But we'll see what actually happens here.
May this be Lucier's season. Every season he's losing hatcheries to double barracks rushes, but double barracks rushes don't exist anymore. When's the last time we saw that in this patch? It hasn't happened. It simply hasn't happened.
That is due to the barracks build time being increased by 5 seconds.
Makes a huge difference.
Some of you at home might say, does 5 seconds really make that much of a difference? Yes, it does. When you're at this level of StarCraft, 5 seconds makes a world of difference. So we're going to have TVZ here and Zira. All right, excuse me. The countdown has now started. Gonzi against Lucira. Who's going to win? Right now, I'd say Lucira's the favorite, but we always do have upsets here in the GSL. So get ready for a pretty interesting game. I'm Tasteless. With me is Artosis. We're the Casting Archon here at Seoul, Korea. Getting ready for this pretty epic match.